Liam didn't hate people. He just didn't know where he fit among them. He had always been the kind of person who preferred corners, not for comfort, but for escape. In crowded lecture halls, his favorite seat was always the farthest back, one step away from the door, two away from the spotlight, and a world away from small talk. He wasn't shy, just tired. Tired of being misunderstood. Tired of explaining himself. Tired of always feeling like he was too much or never enough. He had learned how to become invisible, like air between closed windows. Liam was a second-year literature student at a university that didn't expect much from him, and that was okay. He kept his grades up, never missed deadlines, and submitted thoughtful essays, but no one remembered his name, and that's exactly how he liked it. Until one morning, everything changed. It was an unusually warm Monday in late September. Liam arrived early to his 11 a.m. class, as always. He had a habit of sitting down 15 minutes before lectures began, like opening his weathered leather notebook and scribbling something. Not assignments, just stray lines, half poems, half thoughts, full of pauses. Today, the room was quieter than usual. A few students scattered about, heads down in their phones. Liam chose his usual seat, third row from the back, last desk near the window. From there, he could see the entire class, but no one could truly see him. He had just written the words, "I speak most in silence, but no one hears me there." And then he heard a voice. "Mind if I sit here?" Liam looked up, startled. A boy stood beside him, holding a black coffee and a worn-out sketch pad. Messy brown hair, a soft jawline, tired eyes that still held a little brightness. He wasn't smiling, but he didn't look cold either. Liam blinked. "Sure, I mean, it's free." The boy sat down, just like that. Not in front, not with the popular kids, not with the chatty ones. He chose Liam. Liam stared at the empty space between them. They didn't speak again for the entire lecture, but Liam could feel the boy's quiet energy, calm, steady, and somehow unbothered by Liam's silence. After class, as Liam was packing his notebook, the boy turned slightly. "I'm Noah," he said. "New here, transferred last week." Liam nodded once. "Liam?" Noah smiled softly. "Cool, see you around." He got up and left. And just like that, Liam's carefully built corner wasn't just his anymore. Liam wasn't used to being noticed and even less used to being remembered. So when he walked into the lecture hall the next day and found Noah already sitting in his seat, third row from the back by the window, something inside him paused. Not in irritation, in confusion. Noah looked up as Liam approached, and instead of shifting or making it awkward, he just patted the seat beside him like it belonged to Liam. Liam hesitated but sat down, silently, cautiously, like a cat unsure whether it's been invited or just tolerated. Noah didn't say much. Neither did Liam, but there was something quietly comforting in sitting beside someone who didn't feel the need to fill the space with noise. No forced conversation, no fake smiles, just coexisting. By the third day, it became a rhythm. Not a friendship, not yet, but something close. Like a book you keep picking up, even if you're not sure what genre it is. On the fourth day after class, Liam was stuffing his notes into his bag when Noah spoke up. "You write a lot during class." Liam froze slightly. "I take notes." Noah raised an eyebrow, amused. "In the margins, curved lines and incomplete sentences, looks more like poetry." Liam shrugged. "Maybe." "I like that," Noah said simply, standing up. "You don't talk much, but your notebook does." That night, Liam stayed up staring at the corner of his room, not writing. Just staring. No one had ever seen his scribbles before. They were personal, messy, safe. And now he couldn't stop thinking about how Noah saw them. Not laughed, not judged, just saw. The next morning, Liam found a small folded paper on his desk, tucked just slightly under his notebook. He opened it carefully. It was a pencil sketch, not perfect, not polished, of a boy sitting in a classroom staring out the window with a distant look. The angle, the posture, even the notebook in his hand. It was him. Liam turned the paper over. A small line was written in clean, light, slanted handwriting. Sometimes the quiet ones are the loudest in art. No name, no explanation. But he didn't need one. Later that day, during lunch, Liam walked to the library, his usual haunt, and found Noah sitting by the window, doodling in his sketchbook. Liam didn't sit, just stood near the table, holding the sketch. "You drew this?" he asked. Noah looked up, no guilt on his face, no fear of being caught. "Yeah," he said, closing the sketch pad. "Hope that's okay." Liam stared at the drawing, then at Noah. "It's accurate." Noah chuckled. "That's a very Liam compliment." They shared a quiet moment. No music, no noise, just the low hum of the library air conditioning and pages turning in the distance. Then Noah said, without looking at him, I get it, wanting to stay invisible, it feels safer sometimes. Liam didn't answer, not because he disagreed, but because he understood it too deeply to dilute it with words.
That evening,
Liam sat in his room and pulled out his oldest, messiest poetry notebook, the one he never shared. And for the first time, he copied a small line onto fresh paper. I've made silence a home, but sometimes I wonder if it's just a disguise. He didn't sign it, just folded it neatly and kept it in his pocket the next day, unsure whether he'd have the courage to give it to Noah. Because Liam had learned one hard truth in life. People notice you. Sometimes they like you, but they don't stay. And Liam wasn't sure if Noah would be any different. Liam didn't give Noah the paper that day. He kept it folded neatly in his pocket all morning, fingers grazing its edge every now and then like it had a heartbeat. He kept telling himself, not now, maybe later, maybe never, because giving someone your words felt intimate, more than a handshake, more than eye contact. Words were permanent, even when they were scribbled on throwaway paper. And Liam wasn't sure if Noah was the kind of person who stayed or the kind who just passed through. That day, their class was canceled. Liam stood up, already reaching for his headphones, ready to vanish into the background, like always. But before he could plug in, Noah turned toward him casually and asked, "Want to grab coffee?" Liam blinked. "Now?" Noah shrugged with a soft grin. "No better time than when no one expects anything from you." Liam hesitated. This wasn't a part of his routine. He didn't grab coffee with anyone. He barely shared small talk, but something in Noah's voice felt harmless, not eager, not performative, just inviting. So Liam nodded quietly. They ended up at a small cafe 2 blocks off campus. One of those places where the wooden chairs wobbled slightly and the light came in dusty streaks through old windows. The menu was handwritten on a chalkboard. The barista looked half asleep. Noah ordered black coffee. Liam ordered masala chai. They sat across from each other at a corner table. A quiet one. Liam noticed how Noah sat comfortably in silence. No rush to speak, no fear of awkwardness. That, strangely, made Liam trust him a little more. Noah stirred his coffee slowly and finally said, most people get uncomfortable when silence drags on, like they think they're failing some social test. Liam looked up. You don't? Noah smiled without looking. No, I like it. It means we're not faking anything. That made Liam pause. He didn't respond, but his shoulders dropped slightly, a subtle, unconscious exhale. A few minutes passed. They spoke, but not much. Favorite book? Liam said The Catcher in the Rye, but admitted he hated the last few chapters. Noah said Kafka on the Shore, and Liam was surprised. Didn't think you were the Murakami type, he said. Noah shrugged. I'm not sure what type I am, but the weird loneliness in his books, that feels familiar. Liam nodded, more than he meant to. As they walked out later, Liam's hands were still tucked in his hoodie pocket, fingers wrapped around that small piece of paper. Noah noticed him fidgeting with something, but didn't ask. Instead, he said, You ever draw? Liam shook his head. No, I write. I know, Noah said, smiling. That's why I'm asking. Writers usually draw people with words. I'm curious how you describe me. Liam's throat went dry. He didn't know what to say. Or maybe he knew exactly what to say, but it felt too raw, so he stayed quiet, and Noah didn't push. Later that night, in his room, Liam unfolded the note again. I've made silence a home, but sometimes I wonder if it's just a disguise. He stared at the words for a long time. Then finally, almost impulsively, he took a photo of the note with his phone and sent it to Noah on Instagram. No caption, no context. He locked his screen instantly. Heart pounding. The kind of pounding you feel not from fear, but from possibility. A minute passed, then 2, then 5. Noah replied with just 2 words. You feel seen. That night, for the first time in years, Liam slept with his phone in his hand and his guard a little lower.